Hi, it's Nancy welcoming you to Garden Scroll.
I'm still going to wait on that little part in the front that has my sedum right in the front of it and leave it covered a little bit longer with the old foliage from last year. But I don't remember if I showed you that I actually did clean out this little area, the back of our house, and it's all ready to go now, and it's actually starting to go. Look at these. Iris are even taller than most of the rest of them, which are coming along just great. I have got to try to thin this out some this year, if at all possible. They're going to stop flowering for me if I don't, and I don't want that. So, but I did get this little area. This is my Russian sage, and I clipped it back pretty severely, which I've learned actually helps it to grow better. So this little plant, I'm not thinking of the name of it, but I think it's a barberry, and it's the pretty mauve wine colored one, depending on the sunlight it's getting, or if it's overcast or whatever. But it will probably break its winter foliage into some bright pretty color before long. It's of course not doing that yet, but I'm hoping it's there. It's just a little later than some of the other things in the garden. And then look at this sedum coming up and looking great. So, but I was going to come out and see where I wanted to start next, and I think I just want to keep right on going and go on this side of the house. And there's, of course, it looks like such a mess. It always does every spring after the winter comes and things have fallen down. They'll have to be replaced, put back up, and dead stuff is everywhere. This little pot broke off, and it's totally busted down one side. I'll have to totally replace that. But, that's just starting over in the spring. A lot of that has to be done. So I'm anxious, though, to get it out of here. And one reason I chose to go ahead and start here is because I do have some daffodils on the farther end. And when they open, it would be nice to actually get to see them instead of just seeing all this dead stuff around them. And of course, I got the irises clipped off late fall, early winter, and then the peonies also. Let's look a little closer at this one, because I'm definitely noticing that we have peonies coming up. So this one's definitely got some starting their little trek upward. This dead foliage you see here is Forsythia, and I have several little pieces of it around. They're always a unique and pretty little plant when they bloom. I did notice that some of my clematis vine was opening green, but I'm not seeing it now. Oh yes, I am. Look, here's some of it right here, greening and looking great, even though we had about 3 days where it went below freezing at night. But since it didn't stay below freezing long, I think we're going to be okay. Hopefully that they will be. And then I need to, this at one time had a clear plastic bag on it to help protect the foliage, but it's gone, so I won't probably put it back on now, it being the first day of March. So although I think I'm sure I already told you, we're supposed to get another cold spell. I don't know how cold in mid-March, and I certainly don't doubt it. That's normal for us to get spring and then winter and then spring again, sometimes several times over. I see I lost a little birdhouse. It's upside down here. Hopefully that'll be good enough to put back up again. But here's the daffodils. They haven't started blooming yet like the ones in the front have. So, but when they do bloom, I would love to have this cleaned out so we can just look over here and enjoy them without just seeing all this old dead stuff. And this one is a Baptisia or false indigo plant. And this one is, oh my goodness, I forgot what color it is. I think it's white. It's white. Very pretty. So, and these most likely, let me see. They most likely will come right up. Yes, they will. You can see they're no longer connected to the root. So I'll pull that up and out of there. I could actually just do it right now. They're so not connected anymore. And there's another thing that's fallen down and I'll need to put back up, but you know, that kind of stuff is just the way it is. So, but I'll take all this off and just regroup and redo some things. I was hoping this little dinosaur kale would live through the winter and grow again, but I don't know that it will, although you can tell there's some life there. I'll see what I can do with that. And then definitely want to get all this mess cleaned out. It'll take a while. But if I can just feel good, I can do it. But there's just times when I'm having some type of fade out or just wipe out. I'm just not getting, my energy level is just going totally down. But I started taking some new medicines, and I think 2 of them have an effect on your energy. I looked that up and realized that 2 of them can cause fatigue and 1 of them can cause a weight gain, which I have gained so much weight this winter, and I was hoping I could lose some, but it didn't seem to work that way for me quite naturally. There's also a lot of that henbit growing up in here, and I'll have to bring a little, well, I use a certain little tool that is really good for working in an area where you don't want to dig up something else where some of the weeds are growing really close to other plants. So I'll probably bring that out with me when I start this job. I'm not sure if I want to take what's left of the clear plastic off just yet. This one, it did go ahead and come off, so I'll probably take that off. I think our sedums are pretty safe. They're pretty hardy. But I did have some new sedums in some of these pots. I don't know if you can actually see inside there, but we'll take a look and see if you can. And I would like for it to keep it going and not freeze it out before it gets a chance to just take off and go. I believe I told you that my husband and I came out and clipped back the grapevines and the blackberries, and I may not have, but now I have, if not twice. And look at these iris. Oh my goodness, they are all as tall as the ones I told you that were outgrowing the others. So, and some of these are also so close together that I need to come out and just dig some of those up. And I probably won't be trying to give them away to family this time. If someone sees this and wants them and comes to get them, they can certainly have some. But I just don't really have time for all that. It's just getting so much and so much to do in the spring for sure. It's the busiest season of all. Even though it's all busy, but the springtime, you know, you got to clip and clean up all of this old debris from the previous year, and then you want to start planting. Oh my goodness, yes, you want to do that planting. And look what I'm seeing right here now. Can you see those beautiful peach buds coming out? which makes me wonder, are the pussy willows budding out? Let's go see. And I backed up a little because I was wanting to show you that my husband and I did come out and do this too, as far as the brick that had eroded out last spring, and we didn't get around to it until just recently to get this lined back out. And hopefully we put some gravel underneath it, and hopefully it will stay this time if we should have some good rains, which hopefully we will have. Look at this mess I have to clean out here. So I started to say, no, the pussy willow buds aren't open yet. But then I looked up a little higher, and you can see that they are there. I hope you're able to tell it in this little clip, but I think maybe you will be able to. I also do have a Forsythia in the back, and it's looking pretty much yellow this morning, or lots of little pieces of yellow on it. And I thought I'd look and see if maybe I had another Lenten Rose or Helleborus blooming, but it looks like this is the only one that's blooming right now. And I almost forgot to show you our new roof. And I did forget to show you these till now. When I looked up there, I saw them, so we have some pretty peach blooms on this tree also. And I wanted to show you that this is the little tool that I use a lot in the garden when I'm cleaning out the old debris, where I can just reach in and get this up while I'm at it. And then usually I do go ahead and throw this away so that I don't end up leaving it here and we get a good rain that'll just transplant it right back in there again. That's not something you want to do, of course, especially this grass. But anyway, this is a very good tool for that. So far, our little Forsythia seem to have made it through the February cold spell and into March. So hopefully we will get some pretty color. And also the Quince is still looking good. And I wanted to say, well, first thank you to all of you who have liked or commented on my Garden Scroll channel. But I also wanted to say thank you to one of my co-workers. We actually didn't work in the same department, but we worked at the same factory. And I met his wife in a different town at a restaurant, and she stopped me and told me that she follows my my blog. So I just want to let you know that I appreciated that so much. I was kind of, well, you go through the ups and downs, and there's so many downs when you're trying something and it's just kind of sitting there not doing anything, but you can't let it go because there's just that pull in your heart. But I just wanted to thank you especially, and you know who you are. Thank you very much. It is March the 2nd, and I am a tired woman, but I got this fence row all cleaned out. I did about half of it, maybe a little over half of it yesterday, and I finished it up today. So it's ready to just go ahead and go for spring. I did leave a few of the beds on, although I did not leave them all on. Some of them were more off than they were on anyway. And I did straighten up this little pot. It was tilting a little, and I put some gravel beneath it. And it's ready to go again too. And I'll be filling up. It won't be long now before we'll be filling up the little pots. And I usually put annuals in these. I have to fix this little roof on this little house and put it back up too. I'm going to take that in actually so I can maybe get some of that started. But this is one of the pots that I did go ahead and take off the old the clear plastic bag that was helping to protect it. So I'm hoping we don't get anything that's going to destroy it. But it looks so much better. Like I said, I didn't do it to all of them, so you can still see that it looks, this plastic bag stuff looks pretty ratty. I'm getting any of it in there for you. But the thing is, it does protect the plant, so that comes off, and then the plant is usually ready to go if I don't take it off too soon or leave it on too long, because they have to have air. But I leave the bag to where there is some air can get in it. So we are definitely ready to go as far as getting this part of the garden cleared out. It always feels good when you get something done in the garden. Even though I'm very tired, I'm ready to go in, and hopefully I'll feel like going to church tomorrow, because I'm sore, everywhere sore, but happy that I could do it, happy that I did do it, and happy that it looks pretty good and it's ready to go again. And while I was out here, I saw a little bird fly into this little birdhouse, and I think it's the first time I've had one to nest in here. If indeed it is nesting, it may just be checking it out. It may decide, no, don't want to live there. But it seemed like it was, well, it stayed in there for a long time. So maybe it's building a nest, and I hope it's a little wren. And I'll pick another place to start working on and try to start some next week and see how much more I can get done. I don't really know that every place it needs it. This needs it really badly because these henbit weeds are going to seed. They're going to flower soon. You can see they're bursting out right now. And I don't want them putting on more and having more keep coming up all season long. But I don't know if I'll get to them before that happens, but we'll see. I just got to do the best I can and keep on keeping on. I can't help but think that it's just so big and so much to clean up every single year. There's so much to clean up. And then I sit down to eat my lunch and I turn on Garden Smart and see, I think his name is Jim Gibb, and he has acres and acres and acres of beautiful, beautiful gardens. So I don't know how people do it. I don't even know how I do it. God gave me a vision for this garden, and it's taken years and so much work, and I've learned some things as I go, and I'm changing things constantly, and that is just, I've learned that's just the way it is for every gardener. But I think of my great big huge garden, and it looks like a little postage stamp size compared to the Gibb gardens and all the beautiful gardens that you see if you look them up on YouTube, and they're beautiful. But there is something about being the one to work it, to see it every spring when it first begins to bloom, to clean out all the old dead stuff and see if you can get something else going and growing for a new season. Look at the quince bush today, how bright and pretty, and changed so much from just a couple of days ago.
Please be sure to like and to subscribe to the channel.